Hello, hello. How are you all doing? This is your friend, Dr. Haruna Goro. I believe you're all doing well. Again, hey, congratulations on the match that took place yesterday. Wow, Nigeria is coming back strong with all that is happening in our nation, but it looks as if people that are involved in sports and music are holding up the nation while the politicians are busy destroying the nation and the insecurity we're experiencing, looking at the state of the economy, everything seems to be going down. But we still have some hope that the Super Eagles are flying high. And we never can tell. They may take this cup this year. So let me know where you're watching me from. Go ahead and share this broadcast with as many people as you can. Invite them. Let them come and join us. Let me know where you're watching me from. Leave me a comment. Just want to catch up again, know how you're doing. And I hope you're not giving up on Nigeria. Because these charlatans, these wicked politicians, their desire is for us to give up. They actually want to get you so exhausted, wear you out, and then everybody just says, well, these people will never change, so let's jackpot. Let's leave Nigeria. Or while in Nigeria, let's just forget everything about Nigeria. Everybody is like a survival of the fittest. So, but we're not going to give them any chance to destroy our nation. With what is happening in Nigeria, it's going to take resilience. It's going to take a heart of steel and saying there's no quitting until we see a transformation, until we see a change. I know that people are already talking about 2027. You know what? I'm so disappointed to see that somebody like Atiku, that will be, I think, is it 81 or 82 in 2027, is still talking about coming in. He still wants to be the candidate under PDP. I don't know what Atiku is looking for. He should have just stepped aside and allowed Peter Obi. But you know why Peter Obi left PDP is still because of the selfishness, the greed of Atiku, and see how he has messed up the entire party, PDP. And so now, I don't know what you think, but me, you know what, I'm actually, if I was to have my way, I will advise Peter Obi to start his own party. Forget even the Labour Party. You know, because even the Labour Party, the ones that are now in the House of Rep, the ones that are in the Senate, I mean, there's nothing to write home about. They're also like, you know, they're in the same bandwagon. They are all in the same train of corrupt politicians. So we need change. And that's why we can't continue like this. So let me know where you're watching me from. And I really want to just, my condolence and my sympathy goes to all the families of those that have lost loved ones because of this wanton killing, this, heartless killing by this so-called unknown gunmen. But we know mostly it's been the Fulani headsmen and that are going and wiping off communities, chasing people, killing a lot of them, and then many ending up in IDP camps. We should not be having IDP camps in Nigeria at all. And you know what? While that is going on, Tinubu and his cohorts and his gang of corrupt politicians, they are just busy robbing the nation, stealing the money. And I mean, you saw what happened with Edu that just came in a few months and already has stolen the money that she has stolen. Then how about Bajamila and many of the others? Imagine them going for another 3.5 years or maybe possibly 8 years. And what will then happen? We may not have any nation called Nigeria again. They're just going to deplete the nation, destroy the nation, bankrupt the entire nation. That's why we need to start doing something now. 2027 is far but near. I know that the obedience, especially the young people, came out with such zeal, such commitment, excitement, and passion because they were clamoring and calling out for change. But the election was stolen, where the current president is an illegitimate president. He's sitting with a mandate that doesn't belong to him. So, but we cannot just sit down and say, well, they have taken over power, they stole it, let's do nothing, let's forget. Nigeria will just remain like that. It will go from bad to worse. We are heading towards doom. We will not allow it, because in doing that, we'll be destroying not just our own destiny, but the destiny of our children yet unborn. That's why we must stand together now, unite, and push back and insist that this time around, we're not going to let them steal our mandate. We will fight for it. We will make sure that this nation experiences change. I saw Peter Obi. Peter Obi was in Abidjan. He went there to witness the march, and he was there cheering. Do you know that he flew coach? That means he flew economy. Somebody that's a multi-billionaire. He had the money to fly business class, but he chose to be with the general people inside the plane and flew coach. Then he got to the stadium in Abidjan. Instead of being where the VIPs are, and that was offered to him, again he refused and went to the stands where the general people were. That's the kind of people we need in Nigeria. But you know, these wicked politicians hate people like Obi, and that's why they are fighting. And even as we're talking right now, they are already doing everything to ensure that they hold on to, they maintain their grip on power come 2027. That's why we must start strategizing now and make sure that never happens again. You know, it happened, they kind of just stole it without our knowing. It's like they caught us unawares. The obedience were so sure that Obi will be president. And truly, he was the winner of the election. They know it themselves. But they used Mahmoud Yakubu to steal it and said, go to court. And when Obi went to court, and Obi thought the judiciary is like the one that made sure there was allowed justice when he was Anambra state governor, when they impeached him and through the judiciary he came in. And then he said he knows that he had been a beneficiary of justice in the past. So he was trusting that when his petition goes to the tribunal or to the Supreme Court, there will be justice. But he did not know that this time around, with Emi Lokon there, everything about Emi Lokon, he buys his way. It doesn't matter how much you're asking him to pay for him to do what you want. Emi Lokon is prepared to give up anything to ensure he gets his way. And that was exactly what happened. So going forward, 2027, we need to start strategizing now. And I want to call on you young people. People like us, we're already in our 60s, but we are standing with you and saying we want to see the birth of a new Nigeria. Because I remember during our time, things were peaceful. When I finished university, there was a job waiting for me already. I had a job, I had a house, allowance for everything. Even when I did my NYSC in Lagos, we were taken care of. Everything was working. Systems were working then. But now, things are falling apart. In fact, they're even still killing the coppers that they use for election. And they have even completely messed up the minds of some of the youth coppers. And they're bribing them, using them to rig election. And so, if you're talking about the future, a Nigeria that is the Nigeria of your dream, don't just sit down, fold your hands and say, there's nothing we can do. There's something you can do. What am I calling you to do? What is it? You may ask, Dr. Haruna, what can I do? They stole the election. So I don't believe in politics again. But you know what? There's no other way based on the Constitution. I know some people are saying the Constitution that we have is a fraudulent Constitution. Yes, but then you say, how do we change it? Until we have people of credibility that will be allowed to come in. So that's why you and I must stand now and start to strategize. Young people, let your energy, let your commitment, let your zeal, your passion, and your drive to see the birth of a new Nigeria even go beyond what you did in 2022 and 2023. You came out, you got your PVC. They said, get your PVC. You got. And many of you, they did not even allow you to vote because they destroyed your PVC. And some of the ones that came out to vote, some were beaten. Remember the lady in Lagos that almost lost her life, but she came back to vote. She was determined. She wanted to see change. So 2027, we should start now. We have to make sure we come up with a clear strategy. But we must tell ourselves that this time around, come sun, come rain, come whatever, we will never let them steal our mandate again. Because they did it in 2023. We thought that going to the Supreme Court, things would be different. But we didn't know that the justice system has been compromised. It's been bought over by this evil, wicked, selfish, greedy politician. So now we need to start work. So get committed. You remember when different million man marches that took place all over the nation, from north to south, east to west, even in my state, Kaduna, everywhere. And so now to bring an end to the current situation with our economy, the situation with insecurity that has taken over the entire nation, nowhere is safe. Even Abuja is not safe. They are going into estates, going into houses. Places that were safe before are no longer safe. And we cannot trust the army because the army has also been compromised. If you have repentant, so-called Boko Haram repentant or Fulani headsmen that are repentant and they are allowed to come into the army or the police, how do we, and you empower these people, you arm them. These are people that were already using arms and killing our people. Now you arm them and say, no, they are coming because they have repented. How are we sure they have repented? But this is what is going on. That's why we must stand together now and start to strategize and work towards 2027. You have a part to play. You may, I know you're tired. I know you've been, I know that the election was stolen, but we cannot just sit down and say it's over. No, because having that kind of attitude is exactly what they want. These evil politicians want you to give up so that they can continue to rob, continue to steal. And they are using even the insecurity. Because where these people collecting millions, hundreds of millions, which bank are they taking the money to? Have you asked yourself? They are safe because they are part of the terrorists. And you know what? I was speaking with my wife the other day, and my wife was saying, you know what? Why can't Nigerians team up together, forget their tribe? For whether you're from the north, south, east, or west, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo, whether you are from the so-called minority, let's team up together and face this one tribe that will not let Nigeria rest. And they are the Fulanis. And I know not every Fulani is evil at heart. Because when I was growing up, we lived with the Fulanis, very, very caring, loving people, protective people. We lived among them. They will come during the day and sell sour milk to us. We knew them with Fura de Nono. And so we lived together as brothers. In fact, we had intermarriages among them. And so, but the current insecurity that's going on, we have been saying it that even didn't El Rufai say that they are coming from other African nations, that the Fulani is from there. And when somebody is not a Nigerian and they come in here because they have been hired and they have been paid to come and kill people, that's why we see what they are doing. Heartless. They are killing people in Plateau continuously, unabated. They did that for years in Benue, and many of the people are now living in IDP camps in Kaduna, especially southern part of Kaduna state. And they're doing it. And now they're even in Ekiti. the southwest. Tinubu is a Yoruba. So they are trying to show to him, they're showing to Tinubu, you can do nothing. You said, Emi Lokon, we are coming after you, the Yorubas. They've also done it in the East. So there's no way in Nigeria that's safe. That's why we are calling on all the tribes, every tribe in Nigeria, let's team up together as one and chase these people out. Do you remember that many of them were coming full trailer loads during COVID when people were not moving around? But they were coming to the south because they had distributed these terrorists, these headsmen, armed. In our time when we were growing up, you never see a Fulani with anything, no gun, nothing, not even, these locally made guns. They only had little sticks just to make sure they protect their animal as they are grazing. And we always wait until we have harvested, then we will allow them to come in with their cows. But these days, they come and kill, invade an entire community, go from village to village, chase them out, and then take over. And then Nigerians are just watching. How can one tribe, especially most of them have been imported, they were brought in from outside, and we are sitting and allowing them, looking helpless. When the Igbos stand up to demand for their state or their nation or protection for them, suddenly the government knows how to unleash this thing on them and go after them to stop it. If the Yorubas stand up to do anything, they know how to release the army to stop the Yorubas. And we saw what has happened in Kaduna State, in Benue State, and in Plateau State, and many other states, that after these terrorists invade communities and kill people, when the people rise up to defend themselves, suddenly the government has army, has the police to send after them. So that's why our call is that let all the different tribes from north, south, east, and west, let's unite against this one tribe that has said Nigeria will never know peace. Because their aim is to make sure they take over and Fulanize the entire nation, north to south, east to west. So don't think it will ever change. And you're thinking that Tinubu will bring change. No, no, no. Tinubu is about his own agenda. Where is Tinubu right now? Most of the time he is in while people are being killed. You hear a small time he has gone on a private visit to France. So is that the one you call president? So going forward, Nigerians, we must do something and take our nation back. That's my call to you. And once again, I know we're in a time of celebration with the Super Eagles, and the next match is coming soon. Let's stand together with our Super Eagles and ensure that we have the birth of a new Nigeria. So again, I want to congratulate them and I celebrate Peter Obi, a man that is so humble, a man of the people, the president or the people's president. He went all the way, flew to Abidjan to make sure he was there cheering the Super Eagles. And I know that from all the indication, I won't be surprised if the Super Eagles take home or bring home this cup. I don't know what you have to say. Let me know your comment. Leave your comment in the comment section. I just felt like let's catch up again and see where we are at. Yeah, it's kind of hot here. I'm sweating. But I really want to celebrate all of you. Please, please, let's not give up on the Nigerian dream. It's still possible. Yes, I know you did everything that you could do, or you tried your best before, but it is still not enough. We have not done the job until we take our nation back. Please don't give up, especially the young people. This is even the time you need to stand strong and begin to come up with strategies on how to take our nation back. I want to say thank you very much for being part of this, for being part of today's broadcast. Please go ahead and share it with as many people as you can, and let me know where you joined me from. And I look forward to see you next time. Once again, this is your friend and brother, Dr. Haruna Goro. God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. One love.